Hi guys, Sam here, and I'm back with another video for Lawn Fawn. Today I'm going to work with Scent with Love add-on, Scent with Love, Perfectly Wicked add-on, and Perfectly Wicked, the Window Scene Winter, Window Frame Die Set, and I'm also going to use the plaid stencils and the brick stencil, but I don't show that because I didn't know now. I'll show it later. Show the stencils later though. I stamped all my images and now I am coloring them with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I'm doing what I always do, which is spritzing water onto my craft mat, getting my water brush damp, and adding some color along the edges where I ultimately want the shading to be of the images, and then using my damp water brush to draw it out, draw out the color. Easy peasy. And in case you were wondering, this is real-time coloring for me. I'm just kidding. It's obviously not real-time coloring. You don't want real-time coloring because I made a special note to myself to check how long it took me to color these images, and it was about 40 minutes. Which I looked back at these images and thought to myself, how did that take 40 minutes? But it's okay. I really do like how it turned out. As you can tell, I am making a Valentine's Day card, and I'm using Halloween stamps and Halloween stamps and Valentine's Day stamps. I thought it would be fun to mix things up and stretch your stamps, and I actually hadn't had a chance to color in these kitties yet, which is a crime because they're so cute. So I definitely wanted to use them for this card. So I'm coloring them all. I started, as you saw, with a base layer of basically the mustard color, which is my favorite marker. I have a whole video dedicated to mustard basically on my channel, but and then I just colored each kitty just slightly different. So the big cat, I added some darker browns. The walking kitty, I added some stripes like a tiger, and then the other kitty I colored just lighter. I was gonna say light, but it's not that light. Lighter than the other one. So they're all the same-ish colors, but slightly different. And the reason I didn't color them all different is because I was trying to keep the color palette as minimal as possible so that the reds and the pinks on the card really popped. So I knew I wanted to go crafty, pinky red mostly. You can see I do add some, like I added the light blue for the snow in the winter scene window. But mostly everything else is in crafts in reds and pinks and corals. I thought about keeping the couch neutral, and then obviously did not go down that path. No, I did not. It is bright red, and I love it. I actually have red couches myself, though none as fancy as this one. And so I do like the red couch. I color these pillows in a light pink and a coral. I don't end up using them though. I thought I was going to use them, obviously, which is why I stamped and colored them. But the pillows, the candy heart box, and the envelope, alas, do not make it to the card. It is a very sad day for them. But like all my images that I don't use, I'm saving them. And I just put them back in the packaging with the stamp sets. And next time I pull out that stamp set, they're already colored and ready. And saves me some time. I colored the roses in very similar shades of reds and pinks. But they're all actually slightly different. But it doesn't matter because to me the point was just to have a red pink place for your eye to land on in that really light gray bouquet wrapping. Oh yeah, I did have to add green for the stems. I'm not mad about it though. I am red and green are complementary colors, so they look really good next to each other. And I, even though it's the only greens on the card, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Here I am coloring the candy heart box, which I don't end up using. I could not decide what colors to use. You could see I started coloring it in beige. I'm like, no. So then I added some pinks. I think I end up adding a little bit of red. It's just a mess. Oh yeah, the background for the window. I knew I wanted to make it sunsetty? Sunrisey? Maybe sunrisey. Pinks and corals. I just had that, that when I saw this image, I knew, ooh, it was going to be a reddy pinky sky. So I just used a tiny, tiny bit of red at the bottom, little bit of pink and beige at the top, and then blended it all together. It's not as bright. When I first started coloring it, I thought, oh my gosh, am I coloring a blood red sky? But I did not. So there we go. Coloring is finished. I mean, what's better than a cotton candy sky, right? Especially for Valentine's Day. Now I'm going to work on the background of the card. As you can see, I'm super fancy and I have my limited edition, one of a kind, Disney Planes movie ruler from my children. I have had that ruler for a very long time and it probably isn't even accurate measurements, but as long as I can get equal measurements on each side, that's all I really need. But I'm super fancy. I just wanted to kind of mark where I could mask off for the floor of my card. And then I'm using one of the plaid stencils with old paper distress ink to add a subtle background. As you can see, as I mentioned before, I just wanted, a hint of color, a subtle background. So it's just like a crafty, background. And then I'm using the brick stencil for the floor. It's like a tile floor. And I'm going to use iced spruce distress oxide ink and very lightly just go through it to add the floor. And it's, I mean, if you look at it together, how vanilla is that? But when you put everything on it, the pinks and the reds, it helps it pop. See? And I was going to do my sentiment like I usually do on black cardstock, but then I thought, no, let's do another pop of red. And I'm so glad I did. Just that little bit of going out of my comfort zone, which again, it's still heat embossing and it's still a strip, but it wasn't black, it was on red. That was so different for me, and I really like how that came out. Came out. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot I cut and colored these bow ties out for the kitties. I love these little bow ties on these kitties, so I couldn't resist. And I'm just attaching everything to my card and then putting some acrylic blocks on top of my scene to hold it down, to hold the glue down while I was getting everything else ready. I am ready to start adding my images, and you can see me struggling with my foam tape squares because these foam tape squares, people, they are not my friend. I mean, you would think all you have to do is peel the backing off, but this backing, it fights. I mean, it is. Anyway, I won't go into the nemesis that is me and foam taping, but I did win the war, as you can see, and it all did finally come off. Oh, look at me. Come on, get off. Oh, gosh. And basically, that's the card. I set the acrylic blocks on them to dry, and look at this fun scene. The balloon lifting up the kitty with the bouquet. So cute. And the little kitties all have roses for each other because they're all perfect best friends. And I think this just came out so fun. I don't know. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out the card on the Lawn Fawn blog. Bye!